Hey everybody, DeLong Shot Signatures here. This is episode 1 of my 2025 TTM returns. I restart the count for the videos every year. But we are starting off this year slowly. It is already January 7th, and I have had 2 mail days for 4 successes in 1 purchase. Of course, the first, no mail, New Year's holiday and everything. Then the day after, got nothing, completely blanked. Got 1 on the Friday, nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday. And then yesterday, Monday, we had a ton of snow Sunday into Monday here in the Midwest. And it is still a problem around town, so the mail didn't run at all yesterday. And I imagine it slowed a bunch of deliveries all over the place. But thankfully I was able to get a few things in to have enough for a video to share. So we'll share the first success of the year. It's a hockey return. 2 of 2 success coming back from former NHL left winger Cody McLeod on some upper deck cards for some sets I'm working on. Seen his name quite a few times, and thankfully it seems like COMC has gotten a little bit better. So I was able to get a bunch of cards from them relatively quickly. Sent a bunch of those out, and I just placed another order for some cards. Hopefully be able to get those in soon and start sending those out as well. I apologize that I don't sound too great. It seems like everyone in town is sick right now. I've been dealing with this since Saturday, so that's been fun. Mostly just a head cold, kind of gives a scratchy throat, and my nose is all congested. So fun times. But then we got 3 successes that came in today. First one from today is a baseball return I've gotten from this guy before, and was able to add him on to 3 additional set cards. This is 4 of 4 coming back from former, I think he's a closer, Greg Cataray. So added his 90 upper deck, 90 Don Russ, got another 92 Don Russ, and added his 92 Fleer Ultra to the collection. Then we have another hockey return from a former player. It's a 1 of 1 success coming back pretty quickly from Colin McDonald. He didn't have a super long NHL career, but he had a rookie card in the 2009-2010 Upper Deck set, which was the first set of hockey cards that I started collecting. I like the Young Guns designs. Unfortunately, a lot of them are kind of pricey. Seems like they didn't make as many of those as they have for some of the more recent years. So I would love to stockpile a bunch of the cheaper ones, but a lot of those guys are really hard to contact as well. So I'll probably just buy the ones for people that I'm pretty sure I can get autographed that aren't going to break the bank. But that was one of them that I could send out. Then we got a 4 of 2 success from a college hockey coach. He just recently took over this school, I think, last season. This is coming back from Minnesota State men's hockey coach Luke Strand. He also coached at another hockey program. I think it was like a Division III school. I could be wrong. He included a trading card. I'm not sure if it's made by the team. Looks like it could be official enough to be like something that was made by the team. So that's pretty cool. Then he included a greeting card and wrote thank you for the note, Landon, and signed that as well. So awesome to get that. He was also a longtime United States Hockey League coach, which is a under 18 men's kind of developmental amateur league. And a number of those guys end up getting drafted into the NHL. Indiana used to have a USHL team in Indiana Ice. They are currently defunct, although not like officially closed down. As far as I could tell, they're still technically like on a hiatus or something like that. I don't know. I don't see that team coming back anytime soon. But he won a championship in that league just a few years ago. Hi, Cat. So, the last autograph that I got in today was a purchase. We recently went to an Indy Fuel game, and we had called my grandmother, who lives down in Florida, on Christmas. We were talking about how we went to the game, and she spoke about way back in the day seeing the Indianapolis Racers playing when they were part of the WHA. She started kind of talking about what she remembered from that game, and she remembered the coach's name, and the coach's name sounded really familiar. So I looked him up, and I'm like, oh, I don't have him in my collection, but he's a former NHL head coach. So I recognized him from that. So after speaking with her, I tried looking him up, and he's 80 years old. He's still alive. So I was like, okay, there's a chance I could write to him. I couldn't find any good addresses for him. But as I read further, I realized it was going to be really complicated to try and get his autograph. So instead, I looked on eBay, and there was a bunch of stuff signed. So I think I got this for like $9. But this is former NHL head coach and Stanley Cup champion Jacques Demers. He won the Stanley Cup in 1992-93 with the Montreal Canadiens. Coached over 1,000 games at the NHL level. I want to say he coached the Nordiques, the Red Wings, the Canadiens, the Lightning. I think there was one other team in there that I can't remember off the top of my head. And then he also coached, of course, the Indianapolis Racers and I think the Cincinnati Cyclones. There might have been another WHA team. But like I said, he is 80 years old now. He is a former member of the Canadian Senate Parliament. I don't know if those are the same thing. But basically a former politician who served until he was 75, which is the mandatory retirement age in Canada. And something that was really interesting that he campaigned for was literacy, because he is functionally illiterate. I couldn't find exactly how bad his illiteracy was. Seems like he could figure out like enough words and phrases to read it, but mainly he had other people read letters to him and handle a lot of day-to-day stuff. I guess he had a pretty abusive childhood from the sounds of it. And also being in a world where he had to learn both French and English, I imagine one language was probably a lot more difficult for him than the other when it came to reading, but he could speak both very fluently. So a very, very smart guy, and to be able to accomplish all that he did while, functionally not being able to read in this day and age is just absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, he has had some health issues in recent years, surgeries and stuff like that. And several years ago, he was said to be suffering from aphasia, which also affects your word-based communication and all those kinds of skills. So I can't imagine that's made things very easy for him at all in his home life, and that's probably why he doesn't answer fan mail at all, because from the sounds of it, he probably would, even if it meant that someone else had to read the letters to him. But regardless, very happy to add this in my collection. Hopefully he's doing okay with everything he's having to deal with. But that is it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.